Back for another brew day. This time we're going to be doing a Oat Cream NEIPA. So this will be kind of the second series of NEIPAs that we're going to be doing. In this series we're going to be focusing more on the Oat Cream NEIPA kind of style, but playing around with that, but going for like classic hop combinations. So Citra, Mosaic, Dorado is what we're doing today. But this series will focus on that, not so much on the bitterness, low bitterness, but kind of really good pillowy Oat Cream NEIPAs. Definitely before we get across to the recipe, just a reminder, the previous kind of video series that we're doing, which is kind of more like all our hops, kind of trying to create the kind of biggest, juiciest hazy we can, will be linked in this video. So let's jump across to the recipe. Raphael brewed this one, so run us through the inspiration and the recipe, Raphael.
Okay, so recently we've seen a lot of Oat Cream IPAs come on the market. Yep. And I decided to do my version. So I'm trying to push the boundaries a little bit on the oats. This one I double up the amount of oats I used in the last couple of my New England IPAs. I've seen some beers in Brazil, the guys are using close to 50% oats. I'm not sure how that is gonna work. I'm gonna try one day, but I'm trying to do like steps by step. So this one I use 1.4 kilos of oats. That's the main thing to talk about it, because everything else is basic. 5 kilo pale malt, base malt, and 200 of carapils. I like a little bit of carapil, give that sweetness that I really like in the beer. And 1.4 kilo oats actually works at 21.2%.
Wow.
So also I need to mention we saw a video recently on the craft beer channel. The guy was talking to a head brewer, and he asked about the biotransformation, and the brewer was like, "Oh, what's that biotransformation?" So he doesn't bother using, but a lot of homebrewers these days are doing the dry hopping on the high crossin.
Yep.
But we also listened on the podcast the other day, if you put too much hops in the early stage, these hops are going to be sitting in the beer for too long, and it's going to draw a lot of bitterness.
And astringency too,
astringency, yeah. So the humulon, it works almost like 60% as the alpha acid, so it can give a lot of bitterness, and sometimes it turns out being like a hop bite bitterness, which is quite not very nice, unpleasant. Yeah. So this one, I didn't bother about the high crossing or biotransformation. I think I used 120 grams in the whirlpool, so there was a lot of hops still made into the Brewzilla. I used 2 packs of the new yeast on the market.
The Verdant IPA,
very good. I really liked it, and I'm not sure if you can go on the fermentation profile. Did I update the fermentation profile? No. Yeah, I didn't update the fermentation profile, but anyway, what I did was I fermented the beer. I finished at 10-16, and then I dropped to 15
degrees,
15 degrees, and then I did the dry hopping.
So down at 15 degrees, and we'll get into this with the brew day, but one of the things we're talking about here is the dropping to 15 degrees, removing that hop.
So I put the jar, I removed all the yeast that settled and a little bit of the hops from the whirlpool. I took that off, and then I did the dry hopping. And then the dry hopping only sit there for like 3 or 4 days. Okay. I wanted to get the freshness from the hop instead of putting too early and get astringency. And the hops start to lose a bit of the freshness.
So I've tasted this beer, I've got to say, but only 300 grams of hops.
300 grams of hops in total, 120 in the whirlpool.
So about 8 grams per litre.
Yeah, and I went classic. I didn't want to play with different hops in this one, because I want to get the experiment was more about the oats. So I went for the classic Citra, Dorado, Mosaic. Everybody knows these hops, and they work really well together. That's gonna be probably my new beer to have on tap all the time.
Absolutely. Absolutely. And for the water profile, just use like the hoppy NEIPA kind of water profile.
So I just got the hop NEIPA profile from the Brewfather as well. I just click on that, and then it gave me the amount of salts there. It's a little bit more chloride than gypsum.
Yep.
And a little bit of phosphoric acid.
Bring that pH down.
Yeah, bring the pH down. Yeah.
So just referring to the style guideline here, super low on the IBU.
Yeah. So those IBUs are probably from the whirlpool, as you can see.
Yep.
I like doing no chill, but for this experiment, I chill the beer. I chill to 80 degrees through the whirlpool hops. Let them sit there for 50 minutes. Chill to 20 degrees, and then I pitch the yeast.
Okay, so let's get across to the shots of the brew day, and then we'll taste the beer.
Cool.
Okay, so across the brew day, run us through it.
Okay, so that's the oats, 1.4 kilos. Just a note on that one. You gotta be careful. Not careful, but the oats were giving me 15 gravity points. I don't think oats has this much sugar, so I had to adjust the efficiency. I think it's just like a regular thing on the Brewzilla. It gives, it doesn't matter what grains you use, it gives the amount of sugar, but this one, like I said, was giving me 15 points, but actually gave me only 7 points.
Okay.
So I had to drop the efficiency a little bit.
Okay.
Yeah, that's not much secret. We showed before in other videos, just adjusting the water, putting the grains. I put the grains separately. I put the grains first and then the oats on top. Give a nice stir.
And was it stuck? Did it get blocked or anything?
No, it was really good. I was considering using some rice husk, but I ended up not using anything, but it was okay.
Okay.
That's the gravity. Like I said, 1056. The Brewzilla initially was giving me 1063 or something because of the oats, but like I said, you don't have much sugar in the oats, so I had to adjust the efficiency. That's the final gravity, like post-boil, 1064, almost 1066. That's pretty close to what I was aiming for, I think. And that's the whirlpool hops.
So 15 minutes. Are you adding that and just letting it sit? Are you whirlpooling the whole time?
I think I give like a bit of stir. I'm not sure if I record this stirring, but I give like a good stir and let it sit for 15 minutes. Yeah. And then 2 packs of dry yeast. I didn't bother rehydrating. I like rehydrating, but it was asking me 1 gram per liter. I think that's what they recommend. But I went for two packs, like 22 grams of hops.
There's also
yeast.
There's also a Leyland website where like a pitch calculator where you can kind of put in your total batch size. We'll put that in the YouTube description.
So yeah,
as well.
basically when you don't rehydrate, you lose a little bit of the yeast. Some of them die in this process, so I just went for 2 packs. I could have gone 1 maybe, hydrate 1 pack, but I was just like, I think we paid $5-6 per pack, so I didn't bother. Just pour it straight on top and that's it. That's the beer fermenting, because we just like watching the beer ferment.
And it's no collection jar in there too, right?
No. Yeah. That's the beer ferment again on the side. And
just pause there for a sec. I don't know what happened there, but it's end.
Yeah, so like I said, I had collected 1 liter before. There's a little bit of yeast on the bottom of the Brewzilla. It just got caught on the side. It didn't drop, but I had removed 1 liter before, like a lot of yeast and a bit of a.
So you brought the temperature down, kind of removed all the hops.
Yeah, so that was at 15. At 15, the yeast started to settle a little bit, and then I did the dry hopping at 15 degrees. For 3 days. So
that's quite a good dry hop there, right? I've seen a bunch of people on social media having problems with that. Like
so basically the problem, the hops get stuck when you have too much yeast on top. That's why I removed a little bit, and then there was not much yeast that got the hops trapped down there, so it was all the liquid coming down. Yeah,
because you can see it's buzzing around.
Yeah, you can see the hops. Yeah, you can see the hops floating there.
Fantastic. Let's taste the beer.
Let's go.
Okay, cheers. Looks fantastic.
Yeah, it's good color, a little bit lighter than the one you did previously. I'm not sure if you use any specialty grains on that one. It was a little bit dark.
I did use some specialty grains, yes.
Cara Pils as well. Yeah, it's the same, but it looks like this one is a little bit brighter. Maybe the oats. I don't know.
Yeah.
Good.
Yeah, it looks fantastic. So on the nose, I mean, I kind of know what to expect.
So this one is more like Mosaic and Dorado up front. The Citra is still here.
One in the dry hop, right?
Yeah.
You let that sit for what, 3-4 days?
3-4 days, yeah. Transfer into the keg, and that it is.
The aroma's nice. You know, that's got a standard kind of New England IPA. Let's get on the taste. Cheers, everyone. Yeah, what a like a sessionable kind of, like, there's no trace of that 6.7 standard kind of, not standard, but like, fantastic, obviously famous kind of combination, but just, I don't want to use the word pillowy, but it's pillowy, isn't it? Like, there's so much nice mouthfeel with that beer.
Yeah, and then the IBUs is very low as well, estimated 19 from the dry hop, from the whirlpool. I try to avoid that early dry hopping in the high crossing, so I didn't bother for this one. I waited a bit fully fermented to do the dry hopping, and only 3 days. I think 3 days is 4 days dry hopping. I think it's enough.
Yeah.
You can get a little bit more if you leave a little bit longer, but you're gonna get some bitterness.
Yeah, I mean,
with that. So I think 4 days is good.
Yeah, I think like zero bitterness reminds me of why I got into New England IPA in the first place. That almost zero kind of bitterness, nice bit of hop character, really good mouthfeel, and super session. Where you get, this is like, as we start to approach these kind of hotter weather, right? This is a drink out in the sun type of beer, isn't it? It's fantastic.
Yeah. So if it was one of our beer reviews, I would score this one in high 4s.
Yeah,
4.3.
Nice. Yeah, I think so.
It's my beer, but I would give like a 4.3. 4.
Yeah, 4.2, 4.3. I think.
Yeah.
I think is a fair score for it. It's a fantastic beer. If you like those kind of low bitterness and NEIPAs, with 300 grams of hops is not that much hops for what you've got here, like what you've extracted out of here. I think it's a fantastic brew, fantastic use of those hops as well. And I think we should wrap it up there. I mean,
I will try next time. Probably go 2 kilos of oats and see what happens.
Yeah,
and see if I get to the limits.
I mean, and this is what, just a reminder, this is what these two kind of distinct series of NEIPA brew days are. I might be brewing one, Raphael might be brewing the other style, but like, this is about the oat cream NEIPA, isn't it? Playing around with like, tried and tested hop varieties, as opposed to the other kind of series, which is all out on hops, different kind of dry hopping techniques, trying to get that juicy kind of hazy beer. But so 2 very different beers. Both this is a fantastic beer, and like every video, we do loads of other types of videos. Beer reviews, 1 or 2 or 10 too many hazy reviews, brewery interviews, with some more brewery interviews lined up, and more brew days, guest brewers. We're going to be brewing a very special stout for our kind of 1,000 subscribers. So if you haven't subscribed to the channel, please consider subscribing. And until the next brew day, cheers.